Hi, thanks so much for tuning in to Mom Boss Chronicles. My name is Jen.
This is Sue.
And this is Danielle.
We are three moms that work together in real estate and are good friends, and here to talk to you about fun topics, the good, the bad, the ugly of mom struggles, real estate, and other fun stuff. So make sure to subscribe to listen to more.
Welcome to this week's episode where we are going to be discussing hot real estate tips for buyers for investing in this market. We're going to kick it over to Jen. She's going to share some good nuggets of knowledge for our folks out there.
Yes. So we're excited to talk to you guys. Obviously, we are real estate agents. This is what we do for a living. And we know firsthand how challenging this market is. We've seen it for our buyers. We've seen it for our friends, our family, our clients. And it's been frustrating. So we just kind of want to give some people information on different ways to look at the market so they can get in and they can buy something and feel really good about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So there's a few things that people might not have heard of or thought about. But one of the things I think about, if you're a veteran, the VA loan.
All right.
Definitely take advantage. It's 100% financing. It's a great loan. So I would say if you're a veteran, look into that. Another loan that's 100% financing that people don't realize, it's a USDA loan. And what USDA is it's a push to kind of live in a more rural area.
Okay.
Not all properties qualify. You have to go online and check. If you put the address in, it'll tell you if this property qualifies for a USDA loan. If it does qualify for a USDA loan, then you can get 100% financing. And there are places in Monmouth County, I believe, that even qualify for USDA.
Right.
Probably like Colts Neck.
Yeah. Farmingdale,
Right.
yep,
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. Maybe even parts of Howell. But you have to go on the website. It'll tell you. I'm sure, obviously, parts of Ocean County, Jackson, New Egypt, that would qualify too. Another thing with USDA is there are some income limits. There's certain threshold you can't make over. But it's a great program, and I've seen people use the program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great opportunity to at least get into a home.
Do most lenders do USDA loans?
That's a
or
good
is
question. As far as I know, the big ones do.
that- Right.
But yeah, ask your lender about it.
Right.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it's a good program that's out there. Another thing that people could do in this market, because the rates have gone up again, that I've heard about and you want to ask your lender about, is a 3-2-1 buy down or a 2-1 buy down. Everybody knows about buying down points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually, I think, buying down points for the life loan. But there are different programs out there that will let you do a buy down 3% the first year, 2% the second year, 1% the third year, or 2% the first and 1% the second. And it's different than buying it down for the life loan. It's just doing temporarily.
Right.
So the fees are a little different, and you want to talk to your lender about the fee. But that can help you for the short term, because I know the rates are high, and we don't know where they're going to go, but we're all hopeful that they will come down and subside a little bit.
Right.
So this gives you some time to, buy the rate down to be able to afford that
Just
payment.
to back up real quick, so for some people who might not know about buying down,
Mhm.
so basically what you're saying is people right now buying a loan, if they did the traditional for the life of the loan, they're basically paying extra money to buy points off of the interest rate.
Yeah, let's say if the
correct?
point is the rate 7,
Right.
and they're taking an eighth off, you pay X amount of dollars to bring the rate from 7 to maybe 6.8.
So you're paying this money up front
Mhm.
at closing,
Exactly.
right? So that the interest rate is coming down a little bit. And your
So
monthly
it helps your
payments-
payment.
Your monthly payment.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's situational. It might not be for everybody's situation.
Right.
But this may be somebody's situation that's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, if that's something that you're thinking about because maybe the rates are really high and you're not comfortable with payment, or maybe a med student who knows, right now,
Right.
I'm not making the money, but in 3 years, if the rate does go back up, I'll be okay, based on my scale of what I can earn.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a good program for
Right.
them.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
And then
Yeah.
hopefully they can refinance if the rates
So,
drop. as
exactly.
well.
So we're all hopeful the rates will come down, and then
I mean, that's what I keep hearing, from our industry expert friends, 6 to 8 months,
yeah.
hopefully. But
Eventually.
yeah, I mean,
we
what
know
goes up
that.
must come
Yes,
down, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So we are
So-
hopeful.
That's and obviously talk to your mortgage lenders. We have some great ones that we work with who can get creative with you.
Right.
Obviously, there's FHA. I don't know if people realize. I remember my cousin asking about buying. She's like, "Don't I need 20%? You need 20% if you don't want to pay, I think, MI they call it, mortgage insurance.
PMI.
But you could still buy a home. You could buy a home at 3.5% down. I think there's even 3% conventional.
Mm-hmm.
You could still, and I encourage people to buy, because there's a meme out there, and it's funny because it's like me waiting to get 20% down to buy a home. Meanwhile, the home prices have skyrocketed.
Right.
If you would have waited to get that 20% to be that perfect storm, that perfect
Mhm.
situation, you just missed out on all this equity you could have gotten in a home.
Right.
Yeah.
And rates that were super low.
It's kind of a dated thought,
Yes.
honestly. I mean, I've had a handful of young buyers and their parents insist on
That they
them
get the
putting
20.
20% down, and I just don't think it's a
And if you
wise
could do it, God
choice.
bless you. That's beautiful. If you have it
Right.
and you can do it, do it. Like to get not have that MI, not like have me.
But like that MI, you can take it off at a
Yes.
certain point, right?
Once you
how
have
does that work
20%,
again?
so once you have 20% equity in the property, you just
You have to
contact
file,
them and they'll
right?
drop
You
it.
have to and I just had a client.
I don't
reach out
think
to
you
me.
have to refi. They
No,
just
but you have
drop
to
it.
tell them, right?
Yes, you have to tell them.
I had a client, and I'm so happy for her because she bought a couple of years ago, and she's like, "Can you send me comps?" And definitely the prices went up, and
Right.
and she was excited. She's like, "Yeah, I could
Right.
drop off."
So we're basically wanting to, for anyone who is doing something like that, FHA, we're not putting 20% down. We want to preface to our clients, right, that just keep an eye on the market. We can run the comps for you and like let's
Yeah.
keep on top of that for
I
them.
think the most important thing is being comfortable with your monthly payment. So when we
Yeah.
bought our house, we knew we wanted our payment to be X amount. So we put down 15% because
That was your comfort.
yeah, we
threshold.
could have done more, but this is where we wanted our payment to be. So our mortgage insurance was, I want to say $30 a month.
Oh,
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Yeah, so why would we have put down that extra 5%
to save 30.
right to save
Yeah.
$30 a month, and then when they give you all your paperwork and breaks everything down, we would have hit 20% equity in the property after 5 years.
Oh.
So we only would have paid that $30 a month for 5 years. We ended up refinancing anyway once the rates went down like
Even more.
a year later.
Right.
And obviously we already had 20% equity in the property because home prices skyrocketed.
Mhm.
And we, our payment went down an insane amount.
That's
But
amazing.
we got lucky. But I just think it's a little silly if it's every penny you have
Mhm.
to put the 20% down. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend parting with that money.
yeah.
Don't put
Yeah,
everything
just
down.
keep it for a rainy day
Yeah.
or
Yeah, and your lender
improvements to your home.
the lender can break down the payments for you. This is what your payment will be if you put 15% down, if you put 10%, 20%,
Mhm.
and you can see the difference, and you'd be surprised that it's probably not that big of a difference.
Right.
So you might be better off keeping that cash.
Yeah. And they can tell you the difference between 30-year and 15-year too if you
Yeah.
want to accelerate your
Mhm.
payments as well.
Yeah.
As well as if you're trying to get a property and you have a number in your head you don't want to go past, again, your lender can run these numbers for you. If you go up another $10,000, it'll probably only increase your payment around $70 a month.
Mhm.
Don't,
Yeah, based on the
don't
price
mark
point.
don't mark my words,
Yes.
but,
Yeah.
and
Based
so
on the price point and all that. Yeah.
right, and the rate, so you'd be surprised. I'm
Yeah.
sort of going on a tangent.
No, but these are all things that people get nervous about when they think about
Mhm.
buying, and it's a big commitment. But what's the alternative? We talk about it all the time. Rent has gone up.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, and also, do you want to continue paying somebody else's mortgage? I'm working with a lot of first-time home buyers now too, and my heart goes out to them because it's a really tough market for them, and they are going up against people who have cash, which is really hard to beat if you don't have cash and you don't have a lot of money to put down. But an alternative that some of my folks have been considering, we've been talking through, are 2 or 3K construction loans and finding a home that might need some love, right? So finding that ugliest house on the block, to an extent, and basically work with their lender. They'll get they get the loan for the home to purchase it, and then they will get an additional loan for all of the construction needs for that house. And they get a draw as time goes by. You get assigned, a construction, a
Consultant,
GC consultant, exactly, to go through everything. And I think it's an opportunity for people to get their foot in the door,
Yeah.
pun intended.
That's how my
And-
sister bought her
Yeah.
home.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was a foreclosure, and it was
Yeah.
definitely scary. And she looked at it, was like, no. But Gary and I were like, yes,
Do it.
yes,
Mhm.
like do it. And she did the 2 or 3K loan, and
How was her experience for that?
stressful.
Yeah.
Obviously, anytime you're
Right.
dealing with construction, it can be tough because timelines get changed,
Right.
prices come up, things that you didn't estimate. However, if you ask her, was it worth it? Yes.
Mhm.
There's a ton of equity in the
Right.
property.
Yeah. Is it worth it? Yes.
Yep.
Is it going to be stressful? Yes.
Yep.
But that's life, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so in the end, she has a beautiful home. She
Yep.
got basically what she wanted out of it, and she's a homeowner.
Yep. And
Right.
the 203K is great because obviously people are passing up on that home because it's not nice. But once you
Right.
make it nice, most of the times the equity exceeds like what the work you put into
Right.
it.
Right.
Because you've just fixed up the ugliest house.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think a thing that some people don't realize is when you have equity in a property, you can leverage that to pull cash out of your property, whether that's a cash out refinance or a home equity line of credit, which is, I think, the better option to do now
Yes,
because
the HELOC.
yeah,
Yes.
because if you refinance, you lose your lower rate. So
Yes.
a home equity line of credit is a line of credit against your home. It's basically a second mortgage, if you want to call it. So you can take out 80% of your home's value in cash and use it for whatever you want. You can use it to buy an investment property. You could use it to renovate your property. We just did one, a small one, but we had to do, some work in our basement. We did a new deck, and it's such a small payment to have, these things that increase the value of your property.
And you know what I feel like a HELOC could help for too? Now thinking about it, a lot of sellers, we're in such a limited inventory crisis that sellers are like, if I did move, where would I go? But if people really wanted to, maybe they do the HELOC, secure that second one if they can, and then sell the other house.
Right.
And make that move that way.
Right.
Yeah.
You can then rent out the other house.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then keep it. Gary would say never sell.
Yeah.
Rent it.
Right.
But yeah, there's lots of different ways around it. And I don't know if we talked about this. Yeah, house hacking.
Yeah.
That's another great way for people to buy a home, especially if you looked into getting a multifamily. Multifamilies are great. I think it's a good investment. I own multifamilies. I believe in them. I think they're a great option to help offset the cost of a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And there's different things you could do. You could do a short-term, long-term rental. We live by the shore. So some people around here will do summer rentals, and you can get more money in the summer, and then you could do a winter rental. So you have to kind of look
You
at
could almost pay your mortgage for the year with a summer rental.
I know
right?
that people would be
Yeah.
willing to pay at the shore here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I think also, this is only would pertain to certain people, but if you're a business owner that needs a storefront, maybe
Mixed use.
Yeah, mixed use. My brother just did this. He purchased
mixed use is amazing.
Yeah. He purchased a commercial building that has an apartment up top, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment above the building. He rents that out, and he has his barbershop in the building that he renovated. It's beautiful now, and he's making money off of it.
That's awesome. I almost would love to come up with just a business, just to
I know,
have, just to have a
right.
storefront with,
Yeah.
with a cute little apartment above it.
Totally. Or you can buy
We
the
could do
building
cakes.
cakes, yeah. Cake boss.
Yeah.
But even, you can rent out the commercial space to
Right.
someone who has a business, but that's a nice way to
get creative, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at mixed use
instead of
buildings.
renting space from someone, buy your own.
Yeah. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there, basically what we're trying to say is there are a lot of creative ways for your real estate agents to help you and your lender to help you get into your first home, and we're here to help.
And another thing I would recommend too, people get nervous, but I would recommend doing it if you do have a 401k. If you're buying a primary, I would tap into it.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, that's for my future, but so is buying a home.
Right.
Buying a home is for your future. The equity that you can build, I feel, can accelerate faster than just sitting in,
Most likely.
yeah.
I feel like so many people, in my opinion, the older boomer generation has so much cash. One, they're selling their homes that they've had a long time too. But I think that some people also cashed out in their 401ks, and they're investing that cash from that into the home. They see that vision. Obviously, it's a tangible asset.
Yeah.
And to your point.
And I feel like if you can take advantage of taking that money to buy your primary, because I feel like you're penalized less when you do that way, do it. Don't be afraid to tap into that, because if you have to make smart decisions. If you buy the right house, and that's what us realtors are here to guide you, we can help you assess a situation, a home. And for me, I do like buying homes that need work, and people are like, are those smart decisions? It can be. Obviously, you want to get an inspection. Gary and I have walked away from a couple of properties that we're going to be in over our heads based on foundation issues. One of them had a previous buyer. So there's certain situations that maybe you don't want to buy that. But if the bones are good or location's good, or if you have the funds to fix it, don't be afraid to buy the ugly house. Buy the ugly house. A lot of buyers want that end result. And it's a shame, because they want that end result and I wonder if it's because of TV. They want to be able to show their friends and family what they got.
Well, everyone wants instant gratification.
Right.
Too. I get that.
And don't be afraid to tell your family, hey, I'm building my future. Don't mind this dated kitchen, but I have a plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they're going to look at you in a few years and be like, that was smart that you did that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Once everything's done, then
Yeah.
you're the hero, and ahead
Yeah.
of time, everyone's looking at you skeptically.
You
and,
bought that ugly house?
I don't know about this one.
Yeah. But don't be afraid to buy the ugly house. Other buyers are turning away for it, so there's usually less competition to buy the ugly house.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
true.
Absolutely.
The worse the smell, the better, Gary said. But reach out if you guys have questions about the real estate market. We are real estate agents here in New Jersey, but we can help connect you with amazing agents anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
All
a
over the
great
country.
Yeah, we have great partners all over. So reach out if you have questions. We would love to help your real estate dreams come true.
100%.